Friends, hello, glad you are here. Listen to me yap some more. Let's talk about the DJT here. Trump Media, this stock here. Obviously, I don't want to repeat too much of what I've already talked about with the stock. Kind of want to talk about something else that we've been seeing, but it's like really thick in the air right now with what's going on with the stock right now. So the actual stock today, kind of just covering that and getting this out there, because if I don't talk about it, somebody will bring it up. Obviously, the stock is holding right here at this high 30, and I honestly thought it was going to take a little more damage today, and it did not. It actually held its ground right under this $40 mark. Now, there was not a lot of wiggle room today. This was one of the slowest days we've seen here in a while with this stock. Just the volume was just a mess compared to what it usually is, and it wasn't a terrible day considering it didn't sell off anymore. But I made a video yesterday where I think whenever I say something negative about a stock, people immediately get mad and they immediately like it's like fear in the stock, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves talking smack here on YouTube, and that's what I do. What I think personally is going to happen with this stock, and I think it's going to have a reset. I think it's going to bleed off here going into the summer. I think it's probably going to go back into the 20s. Now, how long that's going to last, I don't know. And hopefully, I hope I'm incredibly wrong about this. Like, I don't want to be right. I hope it continues to move up. But I can't say that. I just can't say that because this is still a stock surrounded around FOMO. You're not investing in this right now as a long-term investor for like quarterlies, great financials. None of that stuff exists right now. I think most people are aware of that, and that's to be understood because this is a new company, a new stock on the stock exchange. I mean, it's only 2 weeks so far. So saying that, I do believe there will be sell-off here, more sell-off, but I believe that will be good sell-off because it will organically make a huge rip in the stock here going later into the year. I believe this stock will fly really big going into August, September, and especially October is going to be the biggest, I think, and then we get to November. And if Trump were to win the election, who knows where this thing could go. So, and that's a whole different conversation because Trump has said if he does win, then this Trump Media will be used as a government platform for news. So I don't even exactly know how they would, what they're, I'm not going to go into the genesis of what they're saying that's going to be, but it will look a little different compared to how they're setting it up right now. It's still a platform that you can download, but they're talking about making it a lot more official and more things with it. So that's another conversation, but I do think that this is all just short-term plays right now wrapped up in this stock. I do believe it will take more damage. Now, kind of why I'm talking here, the general thing that you're seeing right now when you look up Trump Media here in the news, I think most people that are like looking up news, what's going on with the stock, what are the details, what's up, the media is ripping it apart, and this is nothing old. This has been going on for the last 2 years. They give, when there is truth with the company's stock, they will give it to you, but it will be very bullet point written, and then the rest of it will just be like, well, they lost this much, they're not going to do this, Trump has these court dates, and I'm putting some stuff up here so you can see it, but this is kind of just the general consensus, and I'll listen, like, this is like where the video gets cut in half and where then it immediately becomes political, and this is where people want to like get divided in the stock compared to what the news, the stock, Trump, and then it starts butterflying out here into different things. But this is the price that will always be paid with you as an investor in the stock. It is a very political issue with this stock, and that is what they're going to be the driving force in the downward shift in the stock, because when bad stuff happens, the stock is going to take damage. When good stuff happens, the stock is going to go up from that. So some articles are pretty cut and dry with what's going on, but the majority of them are, yes, just kind of, it's obvious that the general media is still not having Trump. They're just not having Trump. And whether you like Trump, you don't like Trump, I'm just really trying to talk about the stock. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to do. And it's weird, we've never seen this before in owning a stock. When have you ever been able to invest in a company that the CEO is hated by the general media? It's very interesting, and I think that's my obsession with it. This is just such an interesting thing right now. Not to mention that this is a company that the CEO right now, the guy who wanted it and is branded himself around it, is the former president of the United States, and potentially, he could be again here in November. And this is a very real possibility. His numbers are moving up. So this is why there's still a lot of hype around the stock right now. And this is why I have to say, I don't want to, but I have to tell you in a and I don't want to lie to people. I do think the stock will take damage. Do I want it to take more damage? Of course I don't. I want this thing to go to $500, to that, something crazy, something where it breaks all records and it does something stupid that doesn't make sense. But, in good faith, I can't be on here publicly and say it's going to keep running. There is chances that this thing could stay, it could play around $30 and shoot to $45 in a week's time. This is still going to be a very volatile stock throughout the summer. I do believe that. But I do believe that it will have a huge reset here, because there's things that I do know they're always certain in the market. People get impatient. People want to move their money around. There is new avenues in the market with hype. We just went through an AI hype. We're about to go through a crypto hype in 10 days. If you know what's coming in 10 days in crypto, and that will probably bleed into the summer too. We could be seeing, I think a lot of people are going to be selling out of their general big stocks, and they're going to be taking their money, getting in early, middle, or late with cryptos, and there will be a crypto bull run here sometime this year. It is happening. Whether it's in 10 days, 30 days, 100 days, it will be happening. Now, the bull market, I don't know. We don't know when a bull market's going to happen. The Fed was saying rates were going to go down. They're not going down. The housing market is getting out of control. Inflation, things just, it's hard to get the truth from Uncle Sam right now, and they are not giving you the truth. So, my God, it's April now, and they're still not even saying that Biden and Trump are running against each other. The general media is they're still... They don't want to talk about it. They just don't want to talk about it. And whether who or wins, it could change the where the market is going to be. Obviously, the market has been doing great. The S&P and Dow has been doing great the last 4 years, but we've seen a lot of small cap stocks take a lot of damage because we haven't had a bull run in the market. We haven't had a bull run in the market since Trump was in office. Will Trump bring another bull run? Potentially, probably, because Trump is more about home-based business. So that could spark something huge in our economy. It could. Probably will. But I'm getting into politics here. I'm not trying to. So, friends, this is kind of where I'm at with it. I'm just watching. I'm trying to figure out what is the new bottom here. We made it all the way to the top here, this $70 mark here, where the stock, we had the merge, then we had the fall, we're falling, crash, and what is the bottom at this point? Where's the bottom? Is it at 30 and some change? Is it at 20 and some change? Are we going into the high teens, low teens? Where are we going to reset here before, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally honest and selfish with you. I would love to see this stock bleed off into a teen range. I think that would be really interesting, because I think it could project it to go even higher into, August, September, October, especially getting closer to the election. I think if this thing were to really do some damage and bleed off, I'd be careful about, if you're, I know a lot of people are, they're stuck in it right now. They're like, I should have sold out. I should have done this. I wouldn't panic sell at the moment. I wouldn't panic sell. If you're panic selling, obviously it's your money, do what you want to do, but if you can have time and you can wait here, think what could be coming here later in the year. I know that's like a long time away now, and a lot of investors, they don't really invest in things for the long term now. I think we saw a lot of this creep in during the AMC GameStop moment. We had a lot of investors, like somebody investing in something just for 30 days is like, oh my God, like you want me to hold this for 30 days? I think that's a lot of new investors, especially newer kids in the, young adults, whatever we want to say here in the market. And long-term investing, I think it's like this kind of like you do long-term investing thing now. But either way, that's kind of my thought here. What's going to happen? I'm thinking, kind of hoping that we see massive bleed off, a huge reset in this, and going later into the year that we start to see a climb again. And I do think whenever they do announce Biden and Trump running again, the rematch, and then Trump names his candidate, these are going to do things that are really going to spark the Trump media stock here, because it will be good for the stock. It will be big publicity, and Trump is promoting this thing like crazy, so he's talking about it a lot. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So friends, I am going to shut up now. People have been commenting, asking me to talk about crypto. I invest in crypto, but if that's something you want me to talk, I can make a crypto video just telling you what I invest in. But just let me know if you do. I don't know if people are. I feel like crypto is one thing and stocks are one thing, and a lot of people don't mix and match them. Especially a lot of newer generation, they just strictly invest in crypto. I think it's smart to do both, but. Friends, anyway, I will talk to you soon. Take care. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, the 10th, and I'm excited about what's coming here, friends.